Today we're going to be talking with a process server in Arkansas. Her name's Shelly Whitley. She's been doing this for a while, and we're excited to kind of learn about why she got started and why she's still doing it.
So I started back in 2019. I was working at a criminal lawyer's office, and they were always looking for process servers. I mean, somebody that would actually do what they say they're going to do and do it in a timely fashion, and kind of started there. And next thing I know, I'm 23 counties later and doing this full time.
That's awesome. You definitely cover a lot of ground in Arkansas. I think you cover more counties than anybody else that I work with.
I don't think I know anybody else covers as many as me.
Looks like you're traveling tonight. You're on the road.
Yeah, I'm in El Dorado, Arkansas tonight. So.
Okay. So you're a couple hours away from home?
Yes, sir.
What we do on this show is we bring on people that I'm interested in talking with, process servers, business owners. I'm a business owner myself, also a fellow process server. And so I really wanted to start the show off with the first episode with another process server that I respect and I've come to know as a friend. And so I'm just really curious about, why you like process serving, why you do it. It's a lot of work. But what makes you keep going?
I love the thrill of it. The catch. Also, you're helping people. There's times that I guess, we're also saw as the bad guy, but we're kind of like the middle link in between of whatever's going on. We give people the opportunity to respond to these before, a warning orders, for example, is put out in the paper, and then they don't see it, and then they have, next thing they know, they're getting garnished. So, we're really not the bad guys.
Yeah, it seems like oftentimes people like to think that we're the bad guys, and we catch a lot of the back end of some things, some chewings from people chewing us out. Yeah, sometimes people get kind of aggravated and physical.
Right. Or, they want to threaten us and pull guns on us and all kinds of different things. So,
what I always tell people, we're kind of like bailiffs on the road without any kind of authority.
Right.
What is something that you've learned that, really helps you succeed as a business owner and as a process server?
Being open-minded. Don't judge. You never judge, because until you know the entire situation, you may go into something thinking that a service is going to go one way, and it completely goes the polar opposite. Just stay open-minded and neutral. That's the biggest thing, is always be neutral, because I may serve on both sides of a court case.
Yeah, and when that happens, it's always kind of interesting, especially if you end up in court and really know which side you're going to be on.
Right.
Tell me, what is one of the funniest things that's happened to you while out serving?
I guess serving divorces. You don't know if you're going to get smacked in the head or if you're going to get hugged or kissed on. I mean, even today, I got snatched up and I didn't know what to expect. I kind of jumped back, and next thing I know, the lady's got her arms around me, kissing me on the side of the face. So it's pretty hilarious.
That's pretty comical. I've been to some where there's some parties going on, divorce parties and different things. And so you never know what you're going to run into.
You serve a divorce and you're walking off and they're mad for a minute and they're like, hey, I'm about to be single. You want to go out? No, I don't. So all you out there listening, if I serve you divorce papers, no, I do not want to go on a date with you.
Hey, that's great. Hopefully this will get out to everybody that you serve going forward, and they'll be like, okay, we know not to ask her out.
Yeah, it's a definite hard no.
Something that a lot of people don't think about, and this is kind of really what I want to focus on in my show, is really just the business aspect of what we do. We're getting papers from attorneys. Yeah, we're going to doors. We're knocking on doors. We're not FedEx. We're not UPS. We do kind of everything that you could imagine a large business would do, but it's really most of the time it's just us that handle every aspect of that. How do you juggle paperwork, invoicing, actually getting out, serving the papers, returning the paperwork?
long hours like tonight. I'm still up and going. I haven't been here in my room very long. I'll probably be up at 5 a.m. in the morning hitting the road. I mean, I work 16-hour days most time. I had a secretary for a little while, but it's just hours and, she doesn't know exactly every little detail that happened and that we have to put that in reports. And I just kind of handle it myself. I do have a little help here and there, though. It's a lot of work. It's a ton of work. It's a lot more than what I had thought it was going to be in the beginning, but I've adapted over the years.
Yeah, I mean, I would say on average, I know you and myself included, and several of the servers that really put forth their best foot and their best effort. We're working 80 plus hours a week, sometimes
Right.
to 100.
Exactly. And sometimes, lawyers think, well, they're charging too much. Really? Is it too much when we're getting, cussed at, we're getting stuck in yards, GPS, oh my gosh, 911 address is being updated. It's a nightmare. People always seems to be mad at us at times. And for example, I had plans last weekend. Well, I got 3 rushes in at the last minute, and I ended up, being extremely late. And that's just how it goes. It interferes with holidays, all kinds of family events, and it's really hard to juggle that. I do have it easier because I don't have any little kids at home, and I'm not married currently. So, but not everybody's like that. For example, you have a family. I see how you juggle. You try your best to fit everything in with your little boy and your wife, and I don't know how do you do it. Sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, it's really hard. Yeah, it's a delicate balance that I'm not always good at walking. As you know, the demand for quality process servers is high, and so to meet demands, we have to sometimes stretch our limits to complete jobs and make sure that we're keeping our clients happy. And I don't think that that message doesn't really get out there loud and clear. And
No.
so that's part of what I want to do is also help spread that message, because what we really do is really important. Without process servers, a lot of these cases, they're not going to proceed through the court system if they can't get service, right? So we're really kind of a necessity. I know you have had some crazy things happen as far as, some crazy services where people have been violent or threatening. And would you mind sharing one of those with us?
Well, a few months back, I believe August 26th of this year, I had a guy. I probably can't say what area since the court case is still ongoing. He's got a warrant for his arrest at the moment, if they haven't already arrested him. He had decided that he was perfectly normal during the service, and then as I started to back up the leave, I'd ask him one more thing that was on the questionnaire, and he just kind of basically flipped out on me. He started jumping up and down, and I'm kind of trying to pick my words because I don't know how much I can say, but he did decide that to tell me that he could kill me and that nobody would know. And he made a couple different remarks, but he took off in the house. He told me to stay right there. Of course, I wasn't going to stay right there. I threw my Jeep in reverse. Well, I was already backing up, but I mean, I gassed on it. I ended up hitting a tree when I saw him come out, and he had something in his hand. Of course, I can't tell you exactly what it was because I was trying to get out of there so fast. It was black. And then he chased me, and I was on the phone with 911. So it was not a very pleasant experience. And then, of course, probably about 40 minutes later, I completed a job for you. I decided to just keep going. I was scared if I stopped, I wouldn't go back to it.
It's definitely probably different from me being male and you being female as far as how people react to us at the door. Sometimes I would say it plays in your advantage. And I guess other times it may play in my advantage, right?
Right.
Fortunately, knock on wood, I don't have any crazy stories that nothing like what you just shared. So I'm fortunate for that. But that also goes to show you that depending on the area you live in and the counties you cover, it does change the demographic of who you're serving. That doesn't mean that somebody, in different demographics still can't be crazy, but it just maybe lessens the chances.
Well, he seemed perfectly normal. Like I said, it was all going 100% normal, easy serve. It was time to leave. It was over with. And it snapped suddenly. So, I mean, you just never know how people are going to react or the nature of people, how they're going to do.
Did you ever think that you would be self-employed, 100% an entrepreneur? Your only income is from process serving the effort you put forth. What kind of pressure does that put on you?
Oh my gosh, it's a ton of pressure. You get sick, you don't work, you're the product. Like, if I'm sick, I'm the product. There's no product. When I can't work, there's no money being made. It's just whatever's left, that had invoices that hadn't been paid. It's a lot of pressure. It's pretty stressful, but I love it at the same time. I'm very passionate about it. We've had these conversations before, and you are too. It's what I do. And I never thought I would be in this field.
It's kind of weird how I think any of us that get in this field, everybody seems to have a different story of how they got into it. I got into it thinking it was going to be easy money, and I kind of learned that that's not the case. So, I was working a full-time job for 5 years alongside of serving. And I think my first year I maybe served 10 papers. So can't survive on that.
Right.
No, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on the show, and I hope to have you back in the future. I think that what we do is like I said, a necessity. It's a very important job and dangerous. And let me ask you one last question. If you had to give anybody advice on being a process server, being a business owner, what's your best advice for somebody who wants to be an entrepreneur? How about that?
Be prepared to put in the long hours, the hard work. It is definitely not easy. I see some people, they're like, oh, how did you start doing this? I think I want to do it. Yeah, you have no clue what you're biting into. I had no clue when I started. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. And you definitely got to be persistent, and you have to work hard. It's a ton of hard work. I do not struggle financially anymore. That's the benefit of it. But also, if I get sick, who's going to pay my bills? Money stops at that point. But yeah, just a ton of hard work. You better be prepared. It's a lot of sacrifices.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Well, I hope you stay safe out there.
Thank you.
And I look forward to having you back on the show. Hopefully get some rest and get prepared for that early morning you were talking about. So.
You got served.